Hey y'all, what's up? It's Mimi Quarantina, and today I'm gonna be giving you guys kind of a story time, I guess, of when I went to Times Square with my brother last week or weekend, and I put a video out on that, either on my Mimi Quarantina vlogs or I think it's on my regular channel, but yeah. So, and if you guys didn't check that out, go check it out. I had a really great time, but towards the end, me and my brother were getting ready to go, and we were in this new section. To be honest, I forgot what it's called, but they just built that area a couple months ago. It's the area where I went to the really tall thing that I was like looking down, and like the interesting building, the spiral looking thing that I went on, and the the mall with the designer stores, that was the area. But basically, like, when we were about to leave that area, we were going underground to go to the subway or whatever. And then, like, on our way down, like, I see people walking down escalators and shit, and I'm just sitting here like, bro, why are people walking down escalators? Like, why aren't the escalators working? And it turns out there was like these people speaking, from somewhere else through the speakerphones, basically like, oh, we're having like some type of power outage that was going on, like nothing was working. And to my right, I see this family like trapped in an elevator, like up, and like these guys, these policemen, whatever, trying to like open it, like pry it open, like they was really struggling. And I'm like, bro, what the hell's going on? And then I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I just was confused. I thought it was just, one thing here, one thing there. But like everything wasn't working. And so, supposedly like the lights in Times Square like shut down. Like it was dark. All the screens that be in Times Square that attract, tourists, they were black. Like they weren't working. And then if you look it up, I'm pretty sure like, you'll see it for yourself, like pictures on it or whatever. But, and then on top of that, like, we was on the train, subway, whatever you want to call it. We was sitting there, and then my brother was just like telling me what was going on, like, there's a power outage and things like that. So, and then the people were telling us like, oh, it's gonna take probably a couple minutes for it to start, but this is the last train that's running tonight in this area. So we had good luck that night that we didn't miss that, because I had to go back home and it was late already. And it was just a lot of shit going on, and like everybody's all confused, like people hopping from one train to the other. It was just a lot of mess, and I'm just sitting here like, what the hell? And turns out I finally make it back to the Bronx from Times Square, and they were just talking about how this happened years ago, like 40 years ago, 50, some long amount of time. And this is the first time in like forever that it's happened. And it was like, that's crazy that you were stuck in it, because this didn't happen since like blah blah blah. And it was just a weird experience for me, because like I never was in that type of situation. And to me it wasn't a big deal, because like I went back, and as soon as I came back from Times Square to the Bronx, I see it on the TV, on the news, like multiple times, like, oh my god, this hasn't happened in years, and this is happening and that's happening. And I'm just sitting here like, okay. But they made it like such a big deal. Like in Dominican Republic and other countries outside of the United States, they lose power like all the time, 24/7. They're used to that. But as soon as America goes through something like this, it's like, wow, what they do. Like, I don't know. To me, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, I guess because like the lights in Times Square was, even the traffic lights weren't working. Like, it was really crazy. But I didn't think it was gonna be that big of a deal. I didn't know it was gonna be on the news. So yeah, it was something pretty crazy that was going on. And yeah, so it was an even bigger deal than I thought it was going to be. But that's basically what happened. We weren't even sitting on that train for that long, thankfully, because some trains were like not even working. They had to like switch to other trains, and people are asking, is this working, is this working? There's people guiding us. Everybody calm down, slowly walk this way, go this way, guiding us, whatever. But yeah, it was crazy. That's my video for today, my little story time on what happened, that little power outage. And by the way, it wasn't even just Times Square, it was certain areas of New York that was getting affected as well. And I feel bad for those people because, you know, you need AC. It's type hot over here. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Hopefully you guys don't have to go through what I went through coming over here. It wasn't that big of a deal once again, but like I said. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for your girl, Mimi Quarantina. And my second channel, Mimi Quarantina Vlogs. Mwah.